Well, for the ambitious politician, climbing the greasy pole in any country is never easy. Rising through the ranks often means a lot of patient, humble slog before the chance of that elusive ministerial job, the car, the office, the perks, the power. But making your way in the European Parliament is even tougher. There's no obvious career route because there's no European government as such, no front bench to sit on. So if you're ambitious and a talented political animal, what do you do, apart from giving up on Europe? Here's Robert Parker with his recipe for success. How to move from being a faceless Euro-politician to a real face on the European political scene.
The European government, a maze of procedures, different arms of power and bureaucracy. If politics is your game and not policy, the place to be is the Parliament, the elected institution with the most important decision-making powers outside the Council of Ministers. Many MEPs arrive keen to make a difference and to mark their territories as politicians. But like in all spheres of fierce competition, some will make it, while others will, despite their efforts, remain on the sidelines of real power. Having what it takes to get yourself noticed is a mixture of elusive qualities. There are those already on the way up. Michiel van Hulten and Lousewies van der Laan are two young Dutch members who have the mixture of skills to serve them well. He's a member of the Socialist Group, sits on various committees and is viewed as young and capable. He was already well versed in procedures before he got his seat. He studied at the College of Europe in Bruges. She's a Liberal Democrat, vice chairman of the Budgetary Control Committee, and has already got herself known as a sharp operator. She had worked previously in the Commission, so was a familiar face. They both speak more than 3 languages fluently. They've both had experience working in a pan-European environment, and they both appreciate the need for selling themselves, having their very own websites. But most importantly, they both came to the Parliament with experience of how the institutions work.
The most complicated things for colleagues who are really brand new is to figure out exactly what the interplay is between the Commission and the Council and the Parliament, and especially where you can actually make a difference. Now, once you're familiar with the way that works, and if you know your way around the European treaties, that gives you an incredible advantage over colleagues who may have 20 years of experience in national politics, but who, frankly speaking, have no idea how things work here.
I was an official with the European Council of Ministers before I became a member of the European Parliament. So I had a good idea of how the institutions worked, which I think does help when you're new to the Parliament.
Katalien Buitenweg from the Green Left and also from the Netherlands has too progressed well in her short time in the Parliament. Like Lousewies van der Laan, she too had experience of Brussels. She now represents her group on a committee as a coordinator. To get this position probably means you're respected as a politician and allows you the chance to gain influence within your group and committee.
You are really the person who has to try to make the compromises. You have to deal and wheel both with the other political groups and with all the members within your group. And so it is quite an interesting position to have.
Pauline Green led the largest group in the last Parliament. She took the party route to advance her career rather than sitting on a committee. But she too acknowledges the role of the coordinator.
Each political group has one lead person on each committee. That can be any nationality, and they're elected by their peer group on the committee from their own political group. So if you've worked hard, you've built up a reputation, when that election comes up every 2.5 years, you can aspire to that role and you can get it.
Not all new MEPs have experience of the Union and how it works. Barbara O'Toole, a new UK member, hadn't worked in Brussels before, but landed the job as a committee coordinator. But like many of the UK MEPs, her lack of languages put her at a disadvantage.
I think it's really helpful to be able to speak languages. I think you can do the business, as it were, without it. But I think it's an advantage to be able to have at least one other tongue.
The advantage that I have, because I speak 5 languages, including Italian, which is a language that a lot of members here speak, who tend not to speak any other language at all. It just means that you can make direct contacts, you can do your networking, you can even use your time in the elevator to try to get political deals, whereas colleagues who speak only 1 or 2 languages simply don't have that advantage. And frankly, I don't understand how anyone who doesn't speak more than 2 languages can actually be a fully functioning, effective parliamentarian.
Getting on means working hard, whether you want to climb the party ladder or work on the powerful committees. Dagmar Roth-Berendt has worked solidly on the Environment Committee for the last 5 years. She has the respect of her colleagues and is under no illusion what it takes to succeed.
Choose a committee where you are interested in the work. Attend those committee meetings. Try to read some of the papers the committee dealt with in the last half year. Work hard. That means really hard. Speak up in committee. Speak up in your group. Attend group meetings. Make your voice heard.
Dagmar Roth-Berendt ending that report and her words of wisdom for new parliamentarians.